Hi guys, we're gonna try this again because apparently I'm retarded today. It's still Friday, but it's later. It's a lot later Friday than it was when we started, and so now we're where are we? We're like 3:20 my time, 4:20. Oh, it's almost 4:20 Eastern time. But that is the switch from the Europeans to the Americans. And if there's any Euros still here, thank you guys for watching earlier and for still watching. And America, thank you for joining us too. This was gonna be in like an overtime with myself, Sirken, and the Uber Bandit and the wonderful Leah Six, but unfortunately, I kept Leah all to myself until she had to go to work, and I lost Uber Bandit, and so now it's just me. You guys, you got me, you got this bear, and you have fake evil me. That's my evil twin. For some reason, he's taller than me. Do we have the same face? I think we have the same face. Doot doot doot. Yeah, we do. So you can't go by the mustache, but you can definitely tell by the height. Now, before I was so rudely interrupted, let me go back over by my spot. Speaking of being rudely interrupted, I AFK'd here earlier, and I came back to find my name had been graffitied, my race had been graffitied, someone stuck the bear on me and killed me. Lo and behold, Derubael's the only other staff member online. So now we know what's happening with his free time there. I was going through chat. That's what I was doing. Let's go through chat. Where was I? I believe I went right to the vague part. I was talking about the meeting. There's going to be a meeting tonight. It's going to be with me and Derubael and a couple of the Class C guild representatives. The reason for that is just because they're getting shitty, and we're just gonna put an end to that right before it gets bad. And if they don't, they're gonna be really, really unhappy. They're gonna be really unhappy if me and Derubael have to step in, because we already know how we're gonna deal with it. That's something me and Derubael already discussed today. So A+ on that. Drop infos. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Anyone know Friendly, Enchanter, EQ, Mac, Jax Benz? If you're still here, better place to ask that would actually be on the forums. www.project1999.com. That's where more people visit. Many more people visit the forums than this channel. So that's a thing. Leah's not here anymore, but yes, the stream is on. Good. Oh, P99 addict. Oh, well, how do you think the staff funds everything? I remember this because I was on the phone. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Oh, you. The tinfoil is thick with you, sir. I'm not even gonna, I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, if you truly believe that Rogan and Nobog and whoever else you want to believe is involved in some kind of crazy RMT scandal, then you know what? You go right ahead and think that. I'm done trying to unwrap people from their tinfoil outfits. Do 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 do. So that's this. I was just 338013. Dun dun. So Leah, dun 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 dun. Streams over at www.twitch.tv/Leah6, and Uberbandit, who is supposed to be my other guest, streams at twitch.tv/Uberbandit22. They are wonderful people. They are good friends, and they stream sometimes. So you should check them out. I might even put their. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put their stuff in chat for you guys to make it much easier. Twitch.tv/Uberbandit22. There you go. Links are in chat. You should click those links. You should follow those people. They stream even less than I do. Yeah, Slippery. She loves my polar bear. But when they do stream, it's definitely worth catching. And so I suggest you follow those people. Let's, I guess we should get back into petitions, maybe? Let's get back into petitions. This one is resolved, so that's good. That's good. God damn it. Alright, let's just man up, and let's petition quest. Blah, 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 monk, blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, I don't know what the problem is with the orange headband, but there are so many petitions regarding that. I think you're on blue server. Yes, you is. I burped. Sorry. Usually I would mute that, but I got a new mic, and so I can't. You're gonna have to deal with the burps. P99 says, can I petition just to tell you I love you? You can. You can. I don't want to tell you not to, but I do feel I should remind you that every petition that gets entered does have to be deleted. And so while I appreciate knowing people love me, I really hate deleting petitions that I don't have to delete. It's a catch-22. If you want to say something nice, go ahead. I'll deal with the heartache of having to delete a petition, I suppose. But that being said, I love you too, even if you did just go fucking full tinfoil in my chat room a second ago. 13166 and 67 and 65. Yeah, 65 and 10112. Done. Restored and resolved. Oh god, I was trying to make a video for something else, not for EQ stuff, for other things. And my goddamn dog just attacked me, and so my informational video ended up becoming a like 2.5 minute man gets attacked by dog video. But still A+. I would show it to you guys, but you know, I'm 400 pounds, I'm 3 feet tall, multiple neck beards. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I've got Hot Pocket cheese rubbed all over my face. So I'm sure you understand why that's not going to be a thing. I got people waving, hello Kleptomania. I'm pretty sure I'm hidden, although maybe not. But that's okay. Oh shit. Let's go visit Karsten. Poof. Krail? 400 pounds and 3 feet tall sounds like you roll everywhere. Drokanish, I do not roll anywhere. I am a GM. People carry me. And I keep eating because I want to help make those people big and strong and fit. And it would be selfish of me to not keep getting larger if I really cared about them. If I only cared about myself and I wanted to drop down to a reasonable height and weight, that would be selfish. But because I'm willing to take one for the team, 3 foot tall, 400 pounds and growing, I just hang out by the green grocer in EC, and I sit around waiting for scraps, and I get it all. Oh, don't help Nihilum RMT. Nobody should help anybody RMT. And if you know somebody's RMTing, or if you have any proof of that person RMTing, send it to Derubael, send it to me, send it to Nilbog, send it to Rogan, send it to somebody that you trust. And if you legit don't trust anybody on the server who's on the staff, then you should go play somewhere else where you do trust them, because I can't imagine you have a good time playing here if you think the staff is this horrible, corrupt fucking thing. So that being said, if you have proof of it, like, I mean, I know Nilbog, and I know Derubael, and I know Rogan all are very much against RMT. And, I mean, Nilbog especially, Nilbog and Rogan put a lot of time into this server. A lot of time. And if anybody was going to get anything, it should be the two of them and the devs. And, they're not. So if other people are making money off the work those guys are doing, and you think that's shitty, or if you just think it's bad for the economy, or if you just hate the person doing it, really doesn't matter what the reason is. Send some proof. Get some proof. Send it in. You'd be surprised what we can do when we have good fucking proof of things. Oh, and that's the end of that spiel. I gotta give this guy his things. 20883 and 20884. Restored, resolved. It's a false petition. You may want to investigate that. P99, actually all of these petitions that I'm doing right now have already been verified by somebody else and just kind of passed to me. And so I really don't have to do anything except log in and deal with the physical, like, doing what needs to be done part. It's already been confirmed and verified in the logs. You just can't see it because it's in the other monitor. If I set up a sting for nail arm tears, will you guys refund my PayPal? P99 Addict, here's the thing. I don't actually deal with the RMT investigations. I would say, so I can't give you a legit answer. Me personally, I would do it. I would be all for that. But I can't say that as an official staff member. So I would suggest reaching out to Derubael as he does the investigations, or Rogan or Nilbog if you don't trust me, or Derubael. As far as how we find devs, usually, oh man, there's a couple different ways. Some devs have been around since the project started. Oh shit. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm streaming. You're muted. Nothing, but I have to say that before I unmute you. Well, I was bored, and I had Uberbandit, and was looking for a third, but then I got interrupted by a phone call, and then it all went away. Now it's just me. I'm flying solo. I'm flying high through the sky. Do you want me to unmute you? Sorry to cut you off. Okay, you're unmuted.
Yeah, I think that I was telling him that the best thing to do is just make it so that the first 3 to 5 forum posts have to be reviewed.
Yes.
Before they can be posted, you know. I think that would instantly take care of all of our worries and problems. And it wouldn't be that bad for everybody else. It would have a minimal impact on the community, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I suggested something kind of similar a while back, but it was basically forum accounts don't get activated until they get activated.
Right.
And Rogan and Nilbog were like, nope, that's not gonna be a thing. But doing just a couple posts, I like that.
Yeah, we just make it so that like when someone registers a new forum account, their first 3 posts have to be approved by a mod. With our new mods, that shouldn't be a problem. You know what I mean?
You know,
And
it's been a couple hours. You might want to get. I did it a couple hours ago, but do you want to give a spiel about how maybe we're looking for some mods and some new guides?
oh
Bump those
yeah,
threads.
so well, I think probably everybody in your stream already knows this because they, the people in your stream are the ones who keep up to date on.
I don't know. I got new people here today. We are
Okay.
tapping into the Euro audience now.
Right, right, right. So yeah, we actually are looking for some more guides and mods. As a matter of fact, we need. I think we're trying to pick up between 1 and 3 forum mods, and I personally, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to maybe restructure the guide program a little bit so that we can have more people available to help when it's needed without putting
Kind of like
ourselves
the Army
at risk.
Reserves.
Right, exactly. One of the biggest problems we have with bringing people on the staff, actually, there's 2 big problems. The first is turnover. A lot of people don't realize it, but being a guide on P99 is serious business. We take it very seriously, and we expect the people that the staff to take it very seriously. We need a lot of your time, and we need a lot of your patience and a lot of your energy. It's really hard to find people who are willing to stick around and deal with the abuse and deal with the tears. And we run into a lot of people who just don't like the staff or don't like us, and they're going to take it out whenever they can. So we have a high turnover rate. We're looking for people who are going to stick around. More importantly, especially from my point of view, more importantly is we need people that we can trust. That's been a big problem in the past, as I'm sure some people are aware of. Um, of oh, it's fine. Um, it's one of the biggest problems we've had is people not being trustworthy. And we don't want that to happen again. We don't want these accusations of favoritism and blah blah blah. We don't want all that because we work really hard to make sure that that's not present. So it takes a really special person, and we're looking for really specific people, and that's hard to find. Oh, you're not talking to me, are you? No, no. Right, but they can't. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. So in any case, like I was saying, we need new guides. We know that. We're aware that the way it is right now, things are just not getting taken care of like they should. Most of my time is spent on the petition forum. There are enough petitions there that I could spend my entire day working on petitions in the petition forum, and I would not clear it. There would still be petitions there. And I've actually done that recently. I took a 10-hour day and started working on the poofed item reimbursements, and I ended up getting through like maybe a page worth, maybe 20 of them in a 10-hour period. So, there's enough work there that the GMs, me and Sirken, we need to spend our time doing things that only we can do. And we need the guides to spend their time working on stuff that guides can do. Right now, we only really have 2 active guides. We have Eunomia and Aussie. Grick is no longer active because he just didn't have the time to put in. I guess he had some real life stuff or whatever. So we're down to just 2 guides, which is not enough. And what we're trying to do is hopefully restructure the guide program so that we can add, I'm hoping for something like 10 guides. And everybody would be in a reserve queue. So we have these 10 guides. They're all going to be in what we're going to call an apprentice guide level, which is a reduced power guide. Basically, they can't do certain things, but they can still handle most of the day-to-day stuff that needs to get taken care of from the petition queue in game. So with this new reserve guide program, what we would do is we would have a couple active guides, and then everybody else would be in reserve, and we'd actually rotate them out. So every 2 weeks or so, you'd go from active guide status back down to reserve status. Now, the whole point of this is that the norm would be to get bumped back to reserve status, right? So you would expect at the end of your term that you'd get moved into reserve position. some people, if we see somebody that particularly excels or catches our eye, or they've performed well each time they get pulled up for guide duty, those people we're going to put in as full guides. And this is going to be our way to kind of screen people as they come in without having to risk giving them full access. Because once you're a guide on P99, and once you have access to the front end tools and the CSR logs and the decision forum, basically you can see everything that we've done that's going on. You get, for the most part, the full picture. There's very few things that we keep as just GM only information. Pretty much everything else is something that any guide on staff is going to see. So there's a lot of trust involved in there. Not that we have anything to hide, but there's sensitive information about players. People give us their passwords, they give us their full names. We've had people give us their phone numbers. There's a lot of private info there that we just don't want just any Joe off the street to be able to look at. So that's really important to us, that we have somebody that we really, really trust to not abuse that information, to not abuse that power. And then obviously there's a whole bunch of other things that go along with that. The power to ban people and unban people, and the power to go anywhere you want, watch anything you want, look at anything you want. I mean, these are all really, really
It might not
tools.
sound like it, but they really are.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I can think of 10 different ways right now that somebody who just had regular old guide access could abuse the shit out of the system and really cause problems. Which is why we're so careful with that position, because our guides have a lot of power. If you're a full guide, not an apprentice guide, if you're a full guide, you have a significant amount of power on the server. It's way more than we gave than the guide program was on live. You've got a lot of authority to make your own decisions. You've got a lot of authority to make your own calls when you're in a situation, and we need to know that the people in that position can be trusted. So that being said, in the past we've only had, basically we get one page and like an interview to find out if somebody is trustworthy. And that's their guide application and then the interview we do before we bring them on staff. That's really the only indication we have to find out if somebody is going to be trustworthy or not. Which is not a whole lot to go off of. I mean, that's a small amount of information to be working from, to give somebody so much power and so much responsibility. So what this reserve guide program is going to allow us to do is we can be less careful about who we bring on the staff.
Less careful is probably not the right words to use.
Okay. Well,
we can take more chances on people.
Right. We can take more chances on people. We can bring in somebody that we're maybe not 100% sure on, but we're almost positive. We think they're going to be great. We can bring those people on with less risk, I think, is what I'm really looking for. Less risk to the staff and the server, which is what our main concern is. So this guide program will let us do that, and we'll actually be able to get more people on the staff who can be doing good work, and yeah, it's going to be a good thing. And we know that we need it. Like, we're aware that there is a serious lack of CSR support right now. And that's not to say that nobody's getting support. It's just I know that some things are slipping through the cracks, and that we don't want that to happen.
And other things are just taking a really long time right now.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of reasons for it. It's summer, we're busy, there's less staff around because people quit when they have more real life responsibilities. There's a whole bunch of reasons and excuses, but we're trying to improve it by with all of this.
Exactly. And I think it's a good system. It's actually something that Rogan came up with, and I was all over it the second that he started talking about this to me. I said, I think it's freaking great. Let's do it. So it's something that I'm hoping we're going to have firing on all cylinders pretty soon here. I don't know for sure when that's going to be implemented, but I know that we've got it in the pipeline. And we know that we need it, so... what is this question? By the way, last I played several months ago, all my petitions were answered almost instantly, explaining why they could or couldn't fix my problem for me very politely. Did a lot of guides quit recently. We didn't have a lot of guides quit. It's just that we rotated. Well, we lost Imbrodos left after being on the staff for about 2 years. Although towards the end, I think he was really busy with real life and he wasn't on very much to begin with, so that wasn't a huge loss there. And then Zayd took off. Kind of the same situation with him. Uh,
You've been around for a while, and burnout starts to set in for a while.
right, right.
It
I
can
mean,
get real frustrating because when you really want good things, and for whatever reason, the things that you're trying to get pushed in don't get pushed in, and it could be real life reasons, it can be just other staff disagree with what you want.
any number of things.
It's not classic. Like, it could be any reason, but it gets frustrating as hell when you're like, when you truly believe something will help the one of the servers, and it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. And that, like you were saying, that can burn people out or whatever. So yeah, we did lose a few, and then we brought new people on. We brought Aussie and we brought Grick, and then Grick got busy with real life.
Don't
So
forget
we're down.
bossing as well.
And Bossing, yeah, Bossing was the same sort of deal. He had got busy with real life and he had to fail. So that's again that high turnover rate I was talking about, and these people all wanted to be a part of the program and just for whatever reason didn't have time or whatever it may be. Those people had access to all of the CSR stuff, and I don't think that's going to be a problem. It's just that we want people to stick around after those guys both had full guide access, Grick and Bossing.
Yep.
And almost right after they got it, they left, which not something we want to have happen. Well, I was going somewhere with this. Now I can't remember where.
We want people that are going to be in it for the long haul.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
I mean, and sometimes you don't realize that it's not for you until you join and you've been on staff for a week or two, and then you're like, this is nothing like I thought it was.
Yep.
Like, we don't just, like, this isn't a big sandbox to us. We don't just come in and play and fucking throw things around and make a mess and log off. We take it real serious.
Really seriously, yeah.
And so if you come in and you expect it to be a fun Sam party, then you're not going to be very happy with what you find.
You're not going to get what you wanted.
If you just want to help people enjoy EQ the way you remember playing it back in the day, and maybe you feel like you played P99 but there's really nothing left to do, or you don't have a desire to keep playing but you still want to be involved with the project, those are the type of people that usually join the staff and stay on the staff because they're done as a player. Like, I know me and Derubael are examples of that. Like, we played both live and EMU servers, and it got to the point where we weren't going to play anymore. Like, we were done. And we knew we were done. And it was like, well, we still like the project. We like EQ. We just don't want to play it anymore. Like, there's no desire to log in and grind or kill dragons or get loots or anything.
Yep.
But it's still the best, like, for my money, like, no game gave me as much fun as EQ did. And so, if I can help other people have that fun, A+. And in the meantime, I happen to think the people on staff are a bunch of swell guys. I mean, more than anything, I think I log in to catch up with you and Rogan and Mia and Noah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that we try to keep the staff, because we have so much frustration in this position, especially as GMs, because a lot of really big decisions come down to me and Sirken, and we have to make a call. We have to make some kind of whatever, and we get a lot of shit for that sometimes. And because of all the garbage that comes flying at you when you're a guide or when you're a GM, we try to keep a real family atmosphere on the staff, so that you feel like you've got somebody who's got your back. So it's really important to us that we make our guides feel like they're a part of something special and feel like they're a part of a family, as much as we possibly can. Because we really do need to be able to sit back and just joke about stuff every once in a while, and not feel like feel like this is just what's the word I'm looking for? Not feel like this is a chore or something like that,
Yeah, because that's the beginning of the end.
Yeah, exactly. So we try really hard to make the staff feel like a family. We all know each other really well. I talk to Sirken on a daily basis. I talk to Rogan on a daily basis. I try to talk to Nilbog, but he's usually pretty busy with all kinds of stuff, so that doesn't always happen. But
Although, if you want to get a hold of Nilbog, the best time to do it is right after the new wing of Naxxramas comes out.
right, right, you'll know he'll be around
He
then.
will be around.
Um, So yeah, in any case, we need new staff members. If you're interested in being on the staff, please fill out a guide application. Be as detailed as you possibly can in your answers. We really need as much information as we possibly can get in that tiny little space. There's not a whole lot of room for you to sell yourself, so do a good job.
Don't worry about wall of texting us. We want you to be as detailed and long-winded. Don't ramble, but we want you to give us the best impression of yourself that you can. And so
Exactly.
don't give one-word answers, because that really doesn't show us
Doesn't
anything
do
about
anything.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's a reason all those questions are there, and especially at the bottom, we understand that 99% of people don't know the policy or how to do things exactly per se, step by step, the way we do them. We want to see how your brain works. We want to see what you think is the right thing to do. Don't just be like, well, I'll read the rules and do what you want.
Right,
Like,
that
we
doesn't help
want
us
you to
at all.
think. Yeah, I can fix a problem. I know exactly what to do in that situation. I know what the right answer is. But it's not like a right or wrong thing. It's like, I just want to know how your brain works.
Yep.
I want to know how you would break down that situation and what you would do, what you would think, what would go through your head as you were dealing with that craziness.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And if you don't have a complete application, don't get mad when we don't answer. That's another thing. Anybody who's listening right now who has a guide application in who hasn't been responded to, don't take offense. It's just we only respond to people that we're interested in interviewing. And that's not to say that you're never going to get an interview. It just means that for right now, we haven't called you up, basically.
It could be for many reasons. It could be you just haven't bumped it in a while. It could be the amount of time you're willing to give isn't enough for what we're looking for. It could be your guild history. There's a lot of reasons, and maybe when something in your situation changes, you update your application. We'll take a look at the new info and be like, oh, now this person can give us 20 hours a week, or oh, this person doesn't want to play and be a guide, so maybe we can just bring them on as a staff member, and it doesn't matter what guild they used to be in.
Right.
Right. So I mean, as things change, update your information so we know things are changing. And yeah, I just got booted offline.
We've got a bunch of questions. Someone probably logged in. We've got a bunch of questions here. I'll get to those in just a second. I wanted to say one more thing, and what was it? Oh yeah. Really seriously, don't get upset if we don't respond to your thread, your guide application thread. I actually had one person send me an angry PM because he said, I put all this time into writing out this guide application and you guys didn't respond. And I was just kind of like, well, like, you're going to blame that on us? I don't know.
Here's the thing. I pulled 4 applications the other day, and I haven't responded to any of those people yet. None of those people know their applications have been pulled, have been reviewed by me and Derubael.
More than that, because we have the forum mods too, so we actually have like 8 guide apps right now.
Yeah, that's true.
We're seriously looking at, and none of those people have any idea that they're being pulled up. And I can tell you right now that one of those people actually did step out of line, and I specifically did not tell Sirken that I approved their app for that. So they were already up, and I was behind them, and I was going to say, yeah, let's bring this person on as a forum mod, and then they screwed up, and I told Sirken that he's off my list. So you want to be on your best behavior at all times if you're looking to be on staff, because that's the kind of thing we look for. We want to see people who are consistently not, people who are consistently being honest and truthful and good people and wanting to help. And we go back and we look at people's posting history. We actually had one guy get rejected by management because his post history was not up to snuff.
Yeah, and other than that, he would have been a really good red guide if it's the person I'm thinking of.
He would have been a perfect red guide, and it is the person you're thinking of. So yeah, I mean that's the thing too. You want to just be on your best behavior at all times if you're looking to be on staff, because when you're on staff, we expect you to be on your best behavior at all times. I'm a really bad example of that. Sometimes, like we need people to be respectful with players at all times, and that's the big thing that we tell all of our guides is that no matter how mad somebody's getting at you, if they're screaming and kicking and swearing, you have to just be nice and smile.
Yeah.
You know, don't get angry and start shitting on somebody, because then it's gonna come back and bite you in the ass.
Cheeto.
That's not to say that everybody's perfect. We understand that sometimes shit happens, but we want it to be 99%. And
Yeah.
that's something that we really drill into all the guides. We actually haven't had a CSR meeting in a while. We really need to start doing those again. But that was one of the things that I brought up at every CSR meeting was being respectful and being appropriate and treating everybody like they're your mother, you know, and just being really nice and friendly and all that.
I like it.
Here's a question. I know this isn't classic, but you know it would probably reduce silly pointless questions. Some sort of global chat channel for new players to ask how to play in or something. The IRC channel is 99.9% dead, and a lot of new players have really basic questions. That's what we have the forums for. And not only that, but, you know, you can go, most zones have 10 to 20 people in them. You can go into a zone and /OOC and ask your questions. We're definitely not going to do a global chat on Blue. There's just way too many people. That channel would be flooded. When you have 1,000 people online, there's no way you can have one central channel because it's just going to be too overcrowded.
And I actually asked about that on Red, where it would be a lot less people be using it. And this is before global OOC was a thing.
Right.
And absolutely was shot down on any kind of like chat channel features.
Right.
Not classic.
I wish we could do the chat channel thing. It's actually not a question of classic or not. Nilbog was not opposed if that's what we really wanted on Red. I mean, he had said that if you guys are really set, you guys really think this is the best option, I'll consider it. But when we went to Rogan, the chat channel program is actually a completely separate program to the EQ client. And the code that links those two things together has been ripped out. So,
hooray!
For the person who's looking for a copy of EQ Titanium, you're looking for the one by Nero Morte. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the user's name that you want to find is Nero Morte. How much time do you expect a new guide to put into being a guide? 20 hours a week minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, like absolute bare minimum, especially for your first like month or two. If we don't see you doing 20 hours a week, this is the other thing I like about the reserve guide program is that we can see how much time people are willing to put in, and if they're not willing to put in a whole bunch of time, it doesn't hurt us because they're not, you know, permanently on staff. So, but yeah, we really expect about 20 hours a week. I know that I personally put more time into the program than that. I know Sirken does as well, and so does Eunomia, and so does Aussie. But that's the absolute minimum that we need is 20 hours a week. So it is a part-time job. I mean, we really are asking for a lot, and that's why we need to make sure that people are dedicated and that they really want to be a guide. Because once you're here, and we expect a lot from you. Part-time job is, you know, that's the minimum. I have no problem with people spending 40 hours a week doing
No, by all means, spend 60 hours.
Yeah, it's something that I know that we've all done before is put that much time into the program. So, and we all have jobs and shit too, you know, jobs and relationships and blah blah blah. But we just
I actually don't have a relationship anymore, so I have more free time.
Right. Yeah, similar situation here. So,
hooray!
Are there requirements for achievements both on live and P99 to be a guide? There are no requirements. There's no requirements to be a guide. We don't have a level requirement or anything like that. The only requirements I would say are integrity, a level head, and critical thinking skills.
And 20 hours a week.
And 20 hours a week. That's what we're really, really looking for. Everything else we can teach you. That's the thing is, experience in EQ is great, but that's something that can be taught. Whereas, you know, these personality traits, being honest and being and having good thinking skills and that kind of thing, that's not something we can teach. That's something you have to be born with or already know. So, let's see. I know there's
Basically, if you don't get on staff, you have to blame your parents and not us.
right.
That's what he's telling
Right, exactly. It's not our fault. Not our fault.
You weren't raised right. I feel like Uberbandit's here. Right? Uberbandit, are you here?
Probably.
Oh, damn, he is.
I ninja'd him into the call a while ago.
What is this? What's your thoughts on the GM meeting tonight? I'll give this person a second to respond, but are you referring to a meeting that we're having between guild representatives, or is there
He
some
is.
other
He
GM?
is. Somebody was talking about how Class C isn't all it could be, and I said there was going to be a meeting of the minds this evening to try and turn that around. And maybe
sorry.
Uberbandit would be really happy if things don't.
Yeah,
if things
right.
take a turn for the
came up and I
worst.
was like, hey, are there any dragons being saved?
If
And he was
if
like, well,
things if things pan out the way that we don't want them to pan out, then yeah, Uberbandit might be happy. Add 294. Is it required that you rated on P99 to be a guide? It is absolutely not required that you rated to be a guide. The biggest reason for that is we actually don't let guides deal with raid disputes. In the past, I know that we did, but I think that was mostly just because Sirken was the only GM and he didn't have anybody else to help him.
It's true.
On staff as a guide, I was dealing with raid disputes because I know he needed help with that, but I really wasn't supposed to be. And now that I'm in the position I need to be in, we don't let guides deal with raid disputes at all. They're not even allowed to contact or mediate anybody involved in a raid dispute. The only thing they can do is tell them to come to petition forum. So yeah, we don't let guides do anything raid at all because we want to make sure that it's senior staff dealing with that as opposed
And
to...
we want to make sure it's consistent. We want
Yeah.
players to hear the same thing. We don't want Sirken to say one thing, Derubael to say one thing, Eunomia says something, and Aussie says, it just goes on and on and on. At least if it's me and Derubael,
Yeah.
it can only go so wrong.
Right, exactly. And we have a specific way that we want situations to be dealt with, something that we've been building over the last few months, and something that we're really working on staying consistent with. So we don't want a guide to come in and do something completely different, so we keep pretty careful track of that. And generally speaking, for most raid disputes, those end up getting evaluated by both of us, so that we know that we have, so we know we're doing what's right and we're making the right call.
Yeah.
So
We know.
in regards to tonight,
I didn't give them very many details because I didn't know if we should or not.
well,
That's your call.
I think it's okay to just say that we are doing a quick, hopefully quick. It's not going to be quick, but whatever. Hopefully quick meeting to discuss some raid disputes that have been going on. It seems like we're going to have to help mediate that. So we will be dealing with that tonight in a couple hours here, actually, now that I think about it.
Who's jealous? Because I know that's how probably everyone wants to spend their Friday evening.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I will sell my spot in this meeting for 2 blooming onions.
Yeah, no, for real. I think there's a lot of people who think that, like, oh, like you guys have such a good job, like you're in this huge position of power, like blah blah blah. Like, no, like it's really not all that great sometimes, especially when anything involving a raid dispute. It doesn't matter what call we make, somebody's gonna be pissed off, 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we make the right call, somebody is going to rage out because that's just the way that it works.
That's kind of what you sign up for.
Yeah, that's what you sign up for. So, for anybody who thinks, oh, I could totally do that, like, well, think really long and hard about that.
It looks real easy. Like, I know it does. People are like, oh man, Derubael and Sirken are bitches. I could do that shit. I can make it so good. Shit would sparkle. You could eat off this server when I was done with it.
I hear that so much.
Oh, god damn those people.